Hey everyone, Nami here, and today we are doing a deep dive into one of the most annoying resources to stock up on in Warframe, Plastids. Now, if you've been playing this game for any reasonable amount of time, you've probably hit that Plastids wall. You're mid-craft, you need a few hundred Plastids, and you're all out of them. We've all been there. But what a lot of players don't realize is that once you understand when to farm and how to farm plastids, it becomes one of the easiest resources to stockpile in massive quantities. We're talking upwards of 70,000 plus plastids in a single hour with the right setup. And before I get into the farming methods, let me put a number in your head right now so you understand the scale of what we are dealing with. If you want to craft everything in Warframe that requires plastids, and by everything I mean every Warframe component, weapon part, arc wings, and consumables excluding the cosmetics, you're going to need somewhere north of 230k plastids over the course of your account's lifetime. That sounds scary, but by the end of this video, that number is going to feel very manageable. So let's break this down properly, starting from the very beginning of the game and working our way up to the absolute best method in the late game. Alright, you're a new player or you haven't unlocked Steel Path yet. What do you do for plastids in the meantime? The answer is demos, specifically the Cambian Drift open world. Scattered all across the Cambian Drift landscape are orange glowing cysts called the Rolizor infested cysts, or rarer versions called the Spitia infested cysts. These things are basically plastid pinatas. Each cyst has a chance to drop anywhere between 50 to 65 plastids when broken open. And the great thing is that you run through the entire map, dipping in and out of caves and open areas, popping every Rolizor or Spitia cyst you come across. Now, at the start, you might not have the right setups for this, and that's completely fine. You'll still get 200 to 400 plastids per 10 minutes doing this without a proper build. However, with the right setup, a 10-minute run through the Cambian Drift can get you anywhere from 700 to 1000 plastids without any boosters. That is genuinely solid for where you are at currently in the game. The best frames for this are going to be Xaku or Limbo. With Xaku, his 4th ability covers a pretty wide range and breaks every cyst really easily as you move through the map. With Limbo, his 4th skill does the same job. Great range, pop cysts effortlessly, and you just keep moving. Both of them make the whole run feel smooth and fast. I prefer Xaku over Limbo, but that's just a personal preference. Here is the Xaku build that I have used. What you're going to need are range mods for your 4th skill's coverage, and for loot detection you should be using these 2 mods, along with Animal Instinct on your companion. The arcanes don't matter on this build. One thing I also want to mention here is to make sure that your beast companion has a resourceful retriever mod equipped. This mod gives you an 18% chance to double your loot on pickup, which includes plastids. Even at this stage of the game, that extra chance to double your drops adds up meaningfully over a full run. And here's a bonus. The Cambian Drift also drops some fishing and mining resources exclusively to the area. So while you're running around popping cysts, you're passively stocking up on materials you'll need for Entrati standings and Necromech builds. You're not wasting a single second. But here's the thing, and I want to be very clear about this. You should not be trying to farm plastids before Steel Path. Just farm enough to cover whatever you're currently building. Go to demos when you need a top up. Don't burn yourself out trying to stockpile thousands before you're ready. Because once Steel Path is unlocked, the whole picture changes completely. Once you have Steel Path unlocked and you've got a loot frame, whether that's Korra with her Pilfering Strangledome augment or Necros with his 3rd skill Desecrate, it's time to actually farm plastids properly. And why Steel Path specifically? 2 reasons. Firstly, Steel Path cranks up the density of enemies significantly compared to the regular star chart, which means more enemies destroyed, which results in more loot dropped. Second, and more importantly, Steel Path gives you a flat, passive 100% resource drop chance bonus on top of everything else. It is absolutely the best environment for farming any uncommon or rare resource in the entire game. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because unlike a lot of resources where there's one obvious best spot, for plastids there are actually 4 real strong Steel Path nodes according to me, and the right choice depends on what secondary resource you want to come home with alongside your plastids. All 4 of these are Dark Sector survival missions, which means they already come with increased drop chance rates baked in before you even factor in your own modifiers. Let me break them down. Your first option is Piscinas on Saturn. This is your Plastids and Orokin cell farm. Orokin cells are one of those rare resources that never stops being valuable no matter how far you progress. You need them for basically every major piece of equipment. If your Orokin cell reserves are running low, Piscinas is absolutely your spot. Your second option is Azure on Uranus. This one gets you Plastids alongside Polymer Bundle and Gallium. Polymer Bundle is another high consumption resource that you'll burn through constantly for Warframe parts, weapons, and consumables. So if you need to restock on that alongside Plastids, Azure is the move. Your third option is Zabala on Eris. This one pairs Plastids with Neurodes. Neurodes are another resource that newer players perpetually run out of, and Zabala is a fantastic place to stack both at the same time. And your fourth and final option is Zeugma on Phobos, which gets you Plastids and Morphics. If your Morphic stockpile is getting low and you need to build a bunch of weapons or Warframe components, Zeugma lets you sort out both problems in one run. All four of these missions will get you somewhere in the range of 3000 to 4000 Plastids every 15 minutes on Steel Path solo with the loot frame. The choice really comes down to what other resources you're currently running low on. Pick based on your secondary resource priority and you're never running a mission for just one thing. Now, solo runs with a loot frame is already a very solid option. But if you really want to squeeze every last piece of Plastid out of these missions, there are ways to push the numbers significantly higher. For this, the ideal composition is a Pilfering Strangledome Korra, a Necros, and a Speed Nova. Here is why each one matters. First up, we've got Korra with her Pilfering Strangledome Augment. Here is the build I have used in this video. When enemies are trapped in a dome, they have a 65% chance to drop additional loot when eliminated inside the dome. You want to build her so that the dome covers as large an area as possible and enemies keep cycling into it. Alongside her, you want Necros with his Desecrate ability going constantly. Desecrate gives each corpse an additional chance to generate more loot drops. When Necros and Korra are both active at the same time, you're essentially rolling the loot dice multiple times per takedown. The synergy with these two is the reason this squad composition is the gold standard for resource farming. And rounding out the squad, you've got Noah for her ability to speed up enemies significantly, which means they reach Korra's Strangledome faster, go down faster, and the whole cycle of takedowns keep up a much higher pace throughout the mission. More takedowns per minute translates directly into more enemies being destroyed, which in turn increases the Plastids drop per minute. On top of the whole squad composition, here's how you stack your multipliers. Steel Path gives you 100% resource drop chance as a baseline. Layer a resource drop chance booster from the in-game store on top of that. This increases your Plastid drops as they are an uncommon resource, and this booster is only required on one team member of the squad. The benefits of this is shared with the entire party for the duration of the mission. Then head to any relay before your run and look for an MR30 player who can give you a resource drop chance blessing, which stacks on top of your booster and pushes your drop rates even further. Grab a resource booster as well to double the quantity of resources you actually pick up. This booster is not a shared bonus, and everyone in the party will have to acquire this booster to double loot at an individual level. And finally, make sure your Beast Companion has the Resourceful Retriever mod equipped that gives you an 18% chance to double loot on pickup, which is yet another passive layer sitting on top of everything else. When you have all of these bonuses active simultaneously, you are running at peak efficiency. In a 1-hour run on Piscinas on Saturn with Necros and Korra, I was able to walk out with about 72,000 Plastids and over 200 Orokin cells in a single run. Add a Speed Nova to that squad and those numbers go even higher because more enemies are cycling through the dome every single minute. And that's exactly how I would farm Plastids at every stage of the game. Whether you're a fresh player running laps through demos popping cysts with Xaku or Limbo, or a Steel Path veteran running a full squad with every booster stack, there's always the right method for where you're at right now. Don't force the grind before you're ready, and that 230k plus Plastid lifetime total genuinely becomes a non-issue. If this guide helped you out, drop a like on the video as it genuinely helps push this in front of other Tenno who are banging their heads against the Plastid wall. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when more guides like these drop on my channel. Drop any questions you have in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to each one of them. Until next time, stay grindy Tenno, and I'll catch you in the next one.